Boom, I'm hearing it. So I'm going to set up this camera and quickly go and plug this on the internet. Hey, live streaming Thunderstorm in Wells right now. This is going to be pretty good. Let's see. I can't be too far from the house. I need to set up in a good spot. Can't be too far from the house that I lose Wi-Fi. This looks all right. Okay, yeah, there we go. We're going to leave this right here for a minute. I'm going to go and get on my laptop and tell everybody to come check out the live stream. Thunderstorm is rolling into Wells. It looks pretty strong. Non-stop thunder, really well developed. And it's a beauty. The mosquitoes are horrendous right now, but that's okay. I'm a mountain man. I'm used to that sort of thing. Okay, right back. You're enjoying Joey Only, the Caribou Weather Dude. Oh, I see lightning. It's coming. It's coming. This is going to be good. All right, here I am. This cell started out sort of west of Williams Lake several hours ago. Kind of made its way towards Fraser River, crossed Fraser River, crossed Highway 97. I'm not sure exactly where. I wasn't looking at the time. Probably near Alexandria, I suppose. Oh, that's gnarly in there. Oh, I can't wait. And now it's making its way slowly this way. It seems to have a pretty nice shelf coming in. It's like reaching over the mountain right now. So many really good thunderstorms in Wells in July over the years come just like this. This time of night, that sky, this sort of thunder. It is rumbling non-friggin' stop. Like the only thing more aggressive than the mosquitoes right now is the lightning. Look at these flankers coming up. That's north of town. That's probably pretty close to Two Sisters Mountain. In fact, it's possible that Two Sisters Mountain is helping give that convection a little push. So sometimes when you have a real good developed cell like this, these little popcorns around will hang around and then eventually join into the mothership. That mothership is coming. That is impressive. Okay, I'm not getting on my... I got two things I'm trying to do right now. One is take really nice photographs with my Canon camera. And the other is talk to all you people without my neighbors thinking I'm crazy. Well, they know. Okay, I got a little too far from the internet inside the house, but it is flashing lightning in there pretty good right now. It is on. It is totally on. Oh yeah. I'm not going to turn my good Canon camera on until the show is worth wasting batteries and storage space. Speaking of which, I should clear some storage space on my camera. I think I'm going to want it tonight. Each rumble seems to pound just a little louder. Standing on rocks and nonsense here in my front yard. Maybe I'll stand in this metal bathtub, which was a planter for a while. That seems safe. It's still pretty far away. What are the odds? I was just on the Gary and Dino show. That's out of California. Frankie McDonald goes on that every week, and he invited me into the Gary and Dino crew. And over the years, I have come to really like those people. Wow, nice flashing. And showing them the skies and talking about wells, because they're down in California and in Arizona. A lot of them involved with the show. So there's a wicked looking shelf in front of Burns Mountain. But at some point I just left because I was like, you know what? We only get so many good night shows like this a year in Wells. I think something special is going to happen here. Boom. Boom, boomity boom. She's flickering. For hours I've been wondering, is it coming here? Soon get my answer. It looks like it's going to be pretty hard to avoid wells now. I was going to go record the band at the pub. They're from the Yukon. And they look really good. And they met the one guy, he's cool. But Joey Only the Caribou Weather Dude is no longer Joey Only the country singer. He used to be. He wants to fraternize in the bar with musicians like I once did. Well, I want to. But my love is lightning. And it is looking pretty cool in there. It is taking its time. Ooh. Is it going to roll just south of us? Are we going to miss it? Good Lord, I hope not. We'll still get some nice lightning nonetheless. It is hard to tell in that murkiness. And it's moving so slow. Each rumble gets a little louder. Each round of it. Okay. Have I had run-ins with hogweed? Thanks for the question. Um, yes. And I did not know what it was I was dealing with, unfortunately, the first time. Yes. So across here, we have, I won't be able to go zoom over there without losing internet, but we have cow parsnip growing. And it looks much the same as the giant hogsweed, except giant hogsweed's about 3,000 times bigger. Ooh, she's flashing. So I was working in Dawson Creek at the Sunset Community Pasture with Malcolm McLean, another cowboy, and we came into a wooded grove sort of area at one place that was Poplar Grove, I should say. And in there were all these really big, weird, what I thought, as I dropped my phone, what I thought were cow parsnips. And I was and didn't think much of it. But a couple days later, my dog was starting to get this terrible reaction on her face. And none of us knew what had caused it, right? So we were thinking maybe she got into something on the farm. But, no. There's a little bit of flank rain. I don't want that to drive me in the house. So I'm not giving up yet on this. But I may need to cover my good cannon. Yes. The dog started getting worse and worse and worse. And it was this weekend in 2016. We were at the Wild Mountain Music Festival. On that weekend, I was partying with Gord Downey and the Sadies and all this. But I had this problem. I had my dog with me, and she was in ridiculous pain. All I could do to get her to stop tearing at it, and she wouldn't let me treat her in any way, was I fed her some hot dogs loaded with weed in them, and that knocked her out. And then I was able to treat her face. So there I am at Wild Mountain Music Fest with this dog when I don't know what's wrong with her face. And it was like peeling off in chunks. It was terrible. And then sometime later, I was at Troll Ski Hill talking to Hilder. And out of the blue, I started telling her the story. And she said, oh, it sounds like she got into giant hogsweed. And I was, what's giant hogsweed? And sure enough, when I looked it up, I was like, that's exactly what I saw at the Sunset Pasture that day. The dog got into it. I've seen it really bad in Willow River, British Columbia. At the end of the Willow River that starts here, comes out near Prince George on Fraser River. Willow River is a little town. Train track goes through there, and all on the train track was just, they're booming tall. I gotta put this really expensive camera on the porch. bulk of this cell is passing just south of us. You can see that gust front in there. Low hanging. It's gonna just miss, I think. But we're gonna get enough of it that it's worth what we're doing. Oh, look at it. What a beautiful shape. Like something you see in those fancy storm chasing videos on the prairies. Is it gonna miss? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a direct hit. Maybe I'm just nervous that I started a stream for nothing. No, look at that. That is cool. Oh yeah, there's lightning in behind it. That's fantastic. I bet you that's going to be really ugly when it comes. Anyone in front of that low hanging line, you get wet, which is me. I have loved thunderstorms so long in my life. Of course, that's because I've had some pretty close contact with them from the time I was very small. And I know what it feels like to have electricity pass through. I'm always a little cautious, but obsessed and amazed with that thing that touched me when I was a kid. What was it? And then it touched me a few more times. I realized what it was. I was like, wow, that's lightning. I gotta stop being outside in storms. But I just never seemed to learn. Wow, there we go. Sweet, love storms. Got to worry about fires in the south. Yeah, there's really, this is the only storm going on anywhere to mention of note. So lucky me. I want to be out where I can see that gust front a little more, but the problem is if I go too far, then I lose Wi-Fi, and then everyone's commenting, where did he go? He's not being funny anymore. Oh yeah. What a beauty cell. Nature just does it right. There's that Ozark Mountain Daredevil song I liked my whole life. There's a new storm on the mountain, and it nearly fills the sky. Thank you, Lord, you made it right. You made it right. Just missing the edge of that real nasty looking. Anybody just up on the other side of Cow Mountain, I bet is going to get just splashed in rain. No one's up there. Maybe a couple bears. You can hear people laughing at the bar. I said I was going to go record that band, but what if something cool happens here and I miss it? I'm the weather guy. That's what I do. Oh, it's in there. It is in there. And I'm not discounting the fact and possibility that we still may get a pretty cool flanker out of this. You can definitely see where the core is. It's that whole, in behind that whole low area. little more east than I'd like, but I think it's still coming. It's so pretty. Saw a nice flash of lightning when I was up on the porch there. There's its thunder. That's pretty close. Maybe it was probably 15 seconds. I don't know, I wasn't counting, but how long does it take me to go from the porch to here? 20 seconds? 15? Something over up on this side of Isle Mountain. So still threatening to give us the direct show in Wells, even though a clear core is south of us. That whole gray area in there that looks like it's just regular sky. That's heavy rain. That's what that is in there. And it's just starting to make its way over that Burns Mountain on that flank. We got, this is called Cow Mountain here, and that's where it looks quite aggressive. And sometimes wow, yes, that's a good sign for us. That's a great sign. That's lightning in that direction, and it's close. That's just a couple kilometers. Now we're talking. Okay. I was worried we weren't going to get it directly, but maybe we're in for it. Yes. How wonderful. How bloody wonderful. Oh, look at it in there. It's pissed right off. Flashing. Look at me. Look out. I don't care what you are. I'm a lightning bolt. I'm angry fucking weather. Get out of the way or cover your head. This is a beautiful storm. It's definitely the prettiest one I've seen so far this year. And definitely when I've seen storms behaving like this in this area, it has been worth it. I think in behind that hook, wow. There's thunder almost non-stop. There's not any wind at all. There's a light rain. There's a fork. Definite fork in the sky. Cloud to cloud lightning. Hey, Meowie. What are you doing outside still? Are you crazy? with me? I'm live on YouTube. Now he's just come out of hiding. He's a good kitty. Look at that. She's flashing in there. It's just hard to imagine when you've been in wells all day. Like, where does the energy for this come from? Oh, look at everything flanking and wrapping around and coming back in. It is not done organizing, even if its potential is weakened. It is aggressive on all sides now, wrapping around us. And it's coming for us. Meow. Like I say, most of the anger is directly south. We're not getting the direct strike, but we're not being totally missed either. And I don't think it's done figuring out what it wants to do. We got sort of a large area of instability, and it looks like it's moving when you're looking at the lower clouds, but when you're looking up, say at these guys over here, nothing's moving. Everything's been still. So we're seeing a lot of movement in front. There's wind. There's energy in there. Those clouds are whipping. When you look at the big cells in behind, they haven't moved. They haven't moved much in, a matter of kilometers since we've started streaming, really. So it's not really sure how it wants to do this. And I've seen this in the mountains too, where things, man, watch out, there's a camera right here, where things are very unstable. They'll kind of recoalesce on one mountaintop and change shape over here. And so you wonder, like, where did this energy come from? And it's hard to imagine, because if I've been in wells all day where really it's not been that warm. It's not the kind of day where you'd be sitting here thinking, if you're an average person, if you were me, you'd be thinking it, but you'd be thinking maybe thunderstorm's coming today. Does it just seem like a relatively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, within 3K maybe just beyond. It's definitely in the direction coming for us. There's no escaping that. At some point, I'm gonna get chased inside here. At some point, that low core, I can see now that the precipitation is on this side of Burns Mountain in the distance. I can tell that because it looks sort of foggy between here and there, right? The color of the lightning is not indicating hail to me. I think I should take my pee now before I risk it. Do not attach yourself via urine to the ground in a lightning storm. Okay, it's here. It is here. I don't know it yet. Look on this side. We're being enveloped. Things are just growing and shifting, and I don't even know how to explain that. That is so beautiful. The camera is not going to do it justice live on YouTube. I'm sure of that. Flashes. Where's the next big one coming? How long do I stand out here and take risks? Marion Grant, this is so cool. I saw a chicken image in the sky, says Susan Payne. Isn't that? What kind of chicken? Mountain chicken. One of them road chickens. I wonder how many fucking road chickens get hit by lightning in a year. They just seem to be, they're like nature's trailer park. They're always getting screwed over. Oh, yes. They're like nature's pizza pop. That's cloud to cloud still. I don't feel as concerned. I mean, the timing between strikes now, it seemed to be less. When the storm first was coming into town, it was still really when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I do like having the tall house near me, the power lines. I've been standing out here when lightning's hit in the neighborhood, hit the power lines. So yeah, you don't want to stand too close to them. I know growing up, we had these big transmission, these big towers that go right through the bush at Mom's place, 240,000 volt. Ho, that's cloud ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Okay. Threat factor goes up. The lightning would hit those big towers and those Ontario storms when they come in through the bush, just fucking flashing bolts everywhere. Unbelievably terrifying. I mean, I'd go out there and they'd hit the power lines, and as long as I was close enough to the power lines, I was okay. Isn't that insane sounding? And I've used that. I've gone to radio towers and things like that on high hills and watched storms near them because it's going to hit the radio tower, not me. Seems safe. Maybe it'll hit the mountains here. Maybe it'll hit the house. Shouldn't be pushing my luck too long here. It's definitely, that was a good lightning strike up Jacket Club's Creek Valley. I wish I got that strike on with my good camera. I didn't dump footage from Danny Bell's show off that camera, and I'm worried that I'm going to not have space to record much. Well, then what do? Do I delete Danny's? I got the other camera with it. Also, I got two cameras, but it's only one song. So really, maybe I should just go with the footage on the other camera and accept the fact that I got a good Thunderstorm to film. I got a good camera that needs to be used for it. Don't go that way, car. Certain peril awaits ye. Yes, it's here. Slowly moving. Not the storm it was an hour ago. Some of that aggression lacks. She's still a good flasher. Somewhere in here is going to be more rain than I'm going to be able to stand outside in. It really looked the other side of Cow Mountain there. Like, that seemed to get some energy going that way, but there's still a lot in here. A lot of rain. A lot of who knows what. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, and some of those forks, too. That was cool. That was like 5 bolts of lightning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, that's top of Cow Mountain or Island Mountain. That's about over 2 kilometers maybe. What's the math on that? Well, the speed of sound is roughly 333 meters per second. So roughly 3 seconds is about a kilometer. Isn't that great? Oh, I see the moisture on here is obscuring the view a little. I'll be right back. When it was first coming in, it was non-stop thunder, you know, so you really see how it's lost some of its power. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to dump its gut. Here comes the wind. That makes it officially here. The outer edge was over us, but I don't know if you can see this very well. That's the line of hell right there, and the breeze picking up. There it comes. What does that mean? That means we're officially in the storm. I'm officially getting wet out here. Even though the lightning activity is slowing down. There's been some really great strikes though. That was amazing. 2 different ones that were pretty jaw-dropping in the last couple minutes. Fortunate that street light and the wet camera lens do not get along. So welcome to Joey on the Caribbean Weather Dude channel if you're a first timer. I live here in the mountains of Wells, British Columbia. Yes. What do we got here? People saying there's that lightning. I always thought it comes that once it started raining, the storm was finished. Well, in a way, like, you know, the front line so often is the aggressive part in frontal storms, frontal systems. But when you have a large, really well developed, defined, severe storm, it's often just one cell, and the rain is going to be within the core of that cell, right? So that's kind of more like what we've had tonight. There's a sort of a larger area, but it's just one sort of cluster of storms. But if it's a frontal system, like, wow, there's a thing moving across the province that's triggering storms, usually the rain's going to be sort of in behind that. You're going to get your line of thunderstorms, and then it's just going to pouring rain. Count that one. That was above us somewhere. That wasn't a ground strike. 3, 4. That was very close though. Over a kilometer. Very close. I don't believe it hit ground. I believe I just saw a little bit of it and it extended out sort of away from us or something to that effect. That wind's starting to pick up more. It's been very slow moving. It's not been just racing across the Caribbean, this system today, this cell. Just gonna go check the other camera quickly. See how long can I stand this? It hasn't really got on us yet, but you know, now I can barely see Burns Mountain across the way. Even the edge of Cow Mountain down that way is becoming pretty dim. So I know very soon the heavy rain is going to be here. I do still intend to go and film this band tonight a little bit. Get a couple songs down with my zoom camera at least. My cell phone's gonna be out of batteries. Flashy flu, whippy woo. Cell phone's gonna be out of batteries, and that was cool. I'm gonna be wet. My good camera's gonna be out of batteries, so that's gonna leave me just my zoom. That's okay. Like, sorry, you get the budget version of Joey filming you tonight. One camera. I'm wet. I'm not gonna stay long. I don't even drink. Why am I here? Oh, you guys are pretty good. And I'll be like, you know when the Hank Williams song? You know when a Jerry Reed song? That's what I'll say to him. Well, I think most of the actions passing still south of us. We're just getting that edge of her. But it's been really, really wonderful. Really worth the show. It's close. It's here. Yes, okay. This is starting to suck. Wells is a very cold place up high in the mountains. I'm gonna put the camera here on the ledge. I'm gonna come around here in a second. Yes, the bulk of the lightning is moving. I'm inside now, finally. It is moving past. We're still getting a pretty good show of it being dark. We really just missed this one. And I think, in a sense, what you were saying was kind of right in that now that the aggressive cell is gone, mostly eastward, there seems to be just this rain in behind it. Also, what storms do in their development process is they're either doing one or the other thing. They're either growing or they're They're inhaling or they're exhaling. They're never static. They're never in a holding pattern. They're either doing one or the other. So in a storm's last breaths, especially as you get into the evening and that convective energy is slowing down, doesn't have as much to feed it, then its exhalation is that of rain, because what is the storm made of? The cloud is made of moisture, is made of precipitation, is made of a gas, water in a gaseous state. It's still flashing pretty good over now towards Barkerville. I think they're the ones getting the direct hit, and that's pretty typical here. The strongest storms will come right into Wells. That's why I wasn't too worried. Holy, that was nice. That hit the top of cow somewhere. Here comes the thunder. Boom! There goes the dynamite. So still getting a nice little bit of a lightning show. But so often in Wells, it'll stick to the mountaintops in much this way. Occasionally we have lightning strikes in the valley. So that's one of the safety features of being in the mountains. That most lightning is going to go to the mountaintops. I'm sure there's a strong possibility a bolt like that hit a solid vein of gold somewhere. Don't kid yourself. When the one charge in the sky is looking for another charge down below, it's looking for something to be attracted to. Rock itself is not all that attractive. But the minerals in rocks, that could be a great conductor of electricity. And then, of course, the earth itself, the heat and movement and energy from the earth that it actually gives. Nice flashes up there. What do you think, Meow? Is that good? Still a wet kitty? So I wanted to, I didn't really finish my thought, but on the old wives' tale, you count every second as a mile. Well, that's not how things work in the realm of physics. So you see the lightning flash. The thunder is the byproduct of lightning. It's the sound that it makes. The air expanding really fast. It could give you some fancy explanation, but I just like to think lightning is fast, so it breaks the sound barrier. Keep it simple, right? So all this heat, an expansion of air, boom, you get thunder. Then so you count. Of course, lightning is almost the speed of light's almost instantaneous. So if you see lightning in the distance, you're probably seeing it pretty much the same. I mean, the moon, when you see the moon at night, it's a second ahead of us, so you're looking a second into the past of the moon. At the speed of light, it takes light 1 second to travel from the moon to the earth, basically, right? So, but at this range, any bolt of lightning is going to be almost instantaneous when my eye sees it and when it occurs. If you're listening to AM frequencies on radio, you'll notice that lightning discharge is synonymous with the static burst on the radio. So if you're listening to AM radio right now, we see a bolt of lightning, you'll see the static burst at the same time because the radio waves are traveling at the speed of light. Sorry, man, I didn't scare you there, bud. Makes that sound. That's called spherics. Chris Murphy from Weather Network was telling me a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh yes, spherics, thank you. Still kind of wet here. Wish we got this in the lower mainland. Holy, that was a nice one. Pretty close. Really centered up on cow there. Has not wanted to flash into town much. So then you count lightning flash. and you count. Why you count this? I mean, presuming that you're counting relatively at a second, it's pretty hard for a lot of people to count an actual second. They'll try to go 1/1000 or 1 Mississippi. Well, if you try that, you're probably going to be slower than a second. I just, I mean, I have the meter of a musician in my head, so I just try to like imagine the meter of a second, the little millisecond numbers running. I'm pretty close usually that way. Timing wasn't my problem as a musician. Being way too drunk was. Making a fool of myself. Rumbling real good. It is beautiful. And it may hang around and flash for some time. There may be, it may evolve into, hey, ow, don't bite me. Jerk. Thinks he's funny. The clouds were banging heads. Yeah, it's terrible that adults spread disinformation to kids like that. The clouds are banging heads. We don't actually know. We'll just tell you anything. That's what makes the thunder. The clouds are banging heads. It's the government. That's why I got this storm. It's the weather modification. I had a weather modification guy on my Mammatus cloud video there last week. And he was telling me that this is not natural and I should research into. And I'm like, dude, I've spent my whole life learning about weather. Like, do you even understand? Like, you're wasting your breath trying to convince me of fucking anything. That was a real nice flash, and that was still coming from the direction of things coming. So that's cool. We may see several rounds of this. Just sit here for a bit. And the lightning indicator only shows one blob. Clearly the area of activity has, come on, the area of activity has lessened. I can see the camera is still very foggy. Got rained on pretty hard there. Come on. So there's that one blotch. It's pretty much right where we are. A couple cells down there in southern BC, it looks like. North of Highway 1, north of Revelstoke. Just a beauty. What a treat. We get to see this sometimes. So you see the flash, you count. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Providing you count. Stable. Then you hear the thunder start. You say, okay, that's 6 divided by blah, 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 blah. That's 2 kilometers. Every 3 seconds is a kilometer. So when you think of it that way, very rarely are you going to hear thunder from lightning. In the daytime, you're not going to see lightning until it's pretty close because it's bright out. You'll hear the thunder probably before you see the lightning, but you're only going to hear the thunder within 10K, maybe 15 kilometers. At nighttime, the sound might travel a little further. You're thinner here in Wales, it might travel a little further yet. Raining pretty good out there. So that is how you get your number. So 15, you might within 15 seconds. That was neat in there. Okay, so what I was saying is in the daytime, you're not going to see lightning until it's pretty close. But you're not going to hear the thunder until it's like a 15, 20-second count or whatever very much in the daytime. So really, if you can get to 30 on a count between a flash and a thunder in the daytime, you're looking at 10, almost 10 kilometers, right? So that's why they say if you can hear thunder, you're in the danger zone. Because I mean, thunder can reach 10, lightning can reach 10 kilometers easily. It can reach, I believe the longest recorded lightning strike was 160 kilometers. So, I mean, it'd be almost like we're sitting here with this thunderstorm and it reaches out and strikes someone north of Prince George, like lightning, if there's enough energy, maybe that'd be a negative strike, has that, kind of reach. That's take a pretty phenomenal situation, I think, for that kind of energy to exist. But that has happened. It's been measured 160 kilometers of lightning strike. So if you're hearing thunder in the daytime, you're not seeing the lightning because it's too bright out, and you're in the danger zone. It could reach out and hit you anytime. So, that's why they say when thunder roars, goes indoors there. That's what the Environment Canada people say. God bless them for their concern. In the nighttime, you're going to see lightning for a long ways when it's dark, right? So that's where the myth of sheet lightning comes from. There's sheet lightning last night, or heat lightning they'll call it. What do you suppose heat lightning is? Well, it's just it's a flash. It doesn't make any noise. There's no bolt. Well, no, you're wrong. There's flash. There's a bolt somewhere. It's hitting something, either in the sky or on the ground. Every flash that you see is a bolt somewhere. But in the nighttime, you're going to see that lightning for a long ways. And there's a guy on a motorbike. Sucker for punishment. It's quite the sounding bike, too. Nighttime, you might see lightning for a long distance. Like I've sat up in high places and watched storms that were 30, 40, 50, 60 kilometers away sometimes, right? Still hearing the thunder. I think for the most part, the show is over, but the after show lingers a little. You just never know where something's going to flash out of this, it seems like. Right until nightfall, it was... Oh. Yeah. That hit town somewhere. That made the cat run. He's back. What was that, eh, Meowie? That was very, very close. Like I say, you just don't know right now. The energy's there. Holy shit balls. There was no time to count to a second there. So I could guess where that hit. It didn't turn any lights out in town. So I'm guessing it hit right over there on Island Mountain somewhere just to the side of us. Probably struck a gold vein. I think it was sort of to my right, in behind us a bit. We didn't get to see the bolt, really. That was something. That was a very close strike. So that's one of those odd times that comes right into the valley. It does happen. But even then, I don't think it came into the valley. It still hit the hillside. You're standing outside, and it's unnerving. Coming that close. It's 5 times hotter than the sun. And some of those negative charge bolts have enough power to, like, say, power I don't know, Toronto for 5 years. If we could harness that somehow, then imagine all the people we could kill, all our enemies we could smite. No, I'm kidding. That was beautifully close, that strike. And tell your friends, watch Joey Only's YouTube channel. You just never know. Last year I was out filming and a storm came in, and I was looking up at it and I was saying to the camera, like, it's almost got that tornado feel right above us. Like it's not quite there, but it. And then I seen Bryn's mom, Donna, so I was like, I gotta go pick up Donna. Drove over there, and as she was getting in, a big tree broke off. So you can see that video. It's called what's it called? Lightning Storm in Wells or something. I don't know. I probably got like 20 videos like that. Strong storm slams Wells, BC, I believe. Something to that effect. And there's some fire starts I filmed in that go that were really neat. But this tree broke off, big spruce tree at the old church there, as she's getting in the vehicle. And interestingly enough, it broke off and came the opposite direction that prevailing winds almost always go. So, there was something churning above me. Some blast of wind came out. Maybe it didn't become a tornado, but I was right to be spooked. Anything can happen in those moments. Still flashing. So tell people, watch the Joey Only Outlaw, or Joey Only Kirby Weather Dude, Outlaw Weather Dude, fucking bullshit YouTube channel. That's why I came in the house though, Meow, because that would kill me if it hit me again. If it ever hit me in the head. You don't want to be anywhere near the blast radius because the ground swell of charge can reach out a fair ways. You don't have to get hit by lightning to have it course through you pretty good, and that's still considered being hit by lightning. Yeah, it was almost like a nice cap there to the show. Just so little going on, and just suddenly out of the blue, one bolt, boom! Wake the fuck up. Did you think I forgot about you? Yeah, simmering down out there. That was wonderful. Wonderful show, and we've been on for over an hour. The lightning tractors tell me that it's not here anymore, but what I'm seeing in the sky still, and bolt of lightning hitting in town. There's still that possibility she might flash a few more times. Thank you all for coming on and watching. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes out of the blue, it's like the final strike. It's like one last one to kind of declare itself. There was definitely some action in this one though, and it was coming in pretty hot. For a while, it was just constant thunder. Like I say, as the sun seemed to set, that energy seemed to kind of diminish. Kept flashing, but it didn't have that severity to it that it did. And for a little while there, coming in, it had the. I mean, there's no radar. Tyler was pointing out earlier, so it's really hard to know what exactly we're dealing with sometimes now. I'm like looking at the shape of the lightning strikes and guessing. You know, earlier I was on Blitzer Tongue, so lightning detection. That's a little bit more fancy than Environment Canada's. You can see individual strikes. So I was like watching where the strikes were happening out in the distance, and guessing at what the shape of the front was going to be like. And that's when I started thinking, well, I think it's going to be worth getting. So I was talking on the Gary and Dino show and showing the pictures, and finally after 9 o'clock, after the Ask Frankie segment, okay, I'm calling it, says Marion Grant. Thank you very much. Up early fishing tomorrow morning. Good luck. Hey, this come fishing through where this storm has gone through. You might get lucky in the morning. Sometimes I've seen that. I've seen the fish get kind of like excited or something after a big storm. A heavy rain and still a good rumble of thunder over there. If there's any other questions you have, before you go, good night, Susan and Marion. I always like answering questions. Most of the time, I am not just making shit up when I answer them too. I'm on Horse Lake. Might try Canada. Oh, you're in the good fishing country at least. Yeah, you'd have no reason to come up here if you're in that area. I'd like to spend some time in those inner lakes. When I was working in Clearwater and living there a little bit last year, we stopped at that one store there. What's it called? At Inner Lakes, and I bought a Star Wars toy or two, and Waylon, I bought him a sweater that he just loves. It's got like a moose on it. It says Interlakes, BC. He always remembers that's the sweater I got for my birthday when we were going to Clearwater. It's cute how much he appreciates that. Susan Payne asked about lightning. Did I miss that one? What color is the lightning? Your tomatoes want to know. Did you know that lightning produces nitrogen? Your tomatoes do want to know. Well, that's a nice flash. So, yeah, typically, if you see some real blue looking lightning, you're looking at the reflection of the ice, whereas that white, pink, that's more reflection from the rain and the rain wrap itself. That's also what gives the look of sheet lightning is when a lightning strikes within rain, it's going to reflect off all that rain, right? So you can't see the bolt itself; you just see the rain or the cloud or everything that reflects light up. So I have right here red lightning within a cloud indicates the presence of rain. Yellow or orange lightning occurs when there's a large concentration of dust in the air. White lightning is a sign of low humidity or little amount of moisture in the air. So there's official sound, but sounding things. So yes, if you're seeing white lightning, that means there's no rain. It's just electricity is white. You're seeing it's kind of off colored. Well, dust and things like that can, or air particulates. I've seen it look very purple and things like that. Well, that's in Ontario. The photochemical smog of Ontario gave the lightning a very distinct purplish look, right? So that would be, it's still flashing good over there. That would be dust of a sort, fine particulates. Been live streaming it. Imogen sending me some stuff for next week's radio show. She was at a car show today down in Victoria. Well, now I gotta go up there and film this band, I suppose, but fuck, she's sure raining good. It's not like I really want to go out in it. But I will, because I've already been out in it. I think. Well, that was the greatest show on earth, though, already, if you ask me. There's times where we'd be on the road playing, and they'd be like, they want your band to start, dude. I'd be like, sorry, it's not safe. There's lightning outside. I gotta go watch it. I was still pretty close. Still in the vicinity. Yes, I was also saying that lightning is a nitrogen fixer, so it does have it releases nitrogen essentially. So everything within a certain distance of a lightning strike. So you think of lightning as being this negative thing that well, you don't want to get hit by it. It will fuck you up and cause fires and all that stuff, right? That's lightning. It's bad, but actually, lightning is a great help to the ecosystem. It really gives everything. You'll notice after a rainstorm and everything looking all green and whatnot, and you think, oh, it's rain, everything's happy. But I mean, they get moisture all the time at nighttime and stuff often until the weather turns real dry, say in the interior or something. But here in Wells, everything's pretty green all the time, right? But you'll notice tomorrow morning I get up and everything's going to be just that extra lush. It's that lightning strike in town will have just set off everyone's plants. And there's different things in the environment that can provide that role. So in much of Canada, lightning's a big part of it. On the coast, for many generations, what helped, the soils of the coast are pretty weak. That's why it's a shame to overlog it. And a shame that we don't have salmon, like we used to, because the bear would drag so much salmon into the forest. They eat their heads off and they'd leave the body, go eat the heads off, leave the bodies, and the bodies would rot. So much nitrogen in the forest is directly, on the west coast, is directly connected to the decomposition of fish. And that's a place that doesn't have very much lightning, so it had this other thing that provided that role in the environment, thankfully. And the very very lushness of the constant rain and you know, the richness of the soil. That's where a lot of it came from. It's either from rotting shit or from rotting fish. I remember David Suzuki doing a big feature on that at one point years ago, and I was like, I know, man. Wow, awesome. I'm not crazy. Someone else thinks it too. Show and sign, 100 Mile House, says Susan Payne. I think storms are going to move down south tomorrow. I think you may actually see that more Kamloops region, Thompson, some of those areas that have been dry. It's been hot there. Could be not a lot of rain in some of those cells. I mean, the problem is when storms get too organized, the lightning starts striking beyond where the rain reaches. And the fire starts are often not inside the core of the storm. They're on a hillside that the lightning reached out and hit, but the rain didn't really slam into. I was hoping it would kind of tail off this rain so I could go walk up to the pub and film this band. I might end up being a wanker and not even showing up. Because they're probably close to done already. It's already 10:30. Who knows? It's never too late. Yeah, one of the things I like about the caribou, ahead of time in life, I kind of looked at this region and I thought that when climate change is happening, being up high in the high country of BC is a good place to be. For the early models of climate change and where the biggest impacts would be in this and that, it seemed like some of the West Coast would be a place that experiences little or gradual warming compared to other parts of the world. And that seems to be the case, except for the heat dome last year and whatnot. I was worried at one time about BC becoming a desert, but it seems like every couple of years we get so much rain now. I don't know which way it's going to swing. But I thought about that. Climate change, definitely a place like Wells, up high, going to have lots of clean water, good air, good place to be. And also the propensity for thunderstorms. The Caribou is one of the higher regions. The activity rate here is pretty high. If you look at distribution of lightning across Canada, there's very few places in BC that show color on the map. That's why Caribou, Prince George, most of the tornadoes that have been recorded or physically observed, because I observed one that hasn't been officially recorded because Environment Canada couldn't send people to go and check. It wasn't, so who knows how many tornadoes actually are in BC backcountry, but the vast majority have been in the Caribou, Prince George regions over the years. We get the best thunderstorms. Wells gets a lot of them. I think this show is over. I think you were right. That was the one last good lightning bolt. It's kind of rain slowing down a bit. It's been raining its guts out. It's just tapping on the roof now. I think I'm going to shut her down here in a couple minutes. Thanks for coming by. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share videos, give a thumbs like. All that kind of stuff really helps with the algorithm machine, trying to grow this channel to be something that's self-sustaining, that's more than just because I have a Facebook group that's pretty big. I want the channel to be something that's, I get put in Facebook jail too much, but the channel is somewhere where I can continue to be creative and not worry about that. I want the channel to be kind of my focus in the long run, in a sense, right? I want the weather group to be sort of self-sufficient as it's become almost. There's a lot of people who know a lot about weather now in that group. Well, I'm just facing at blackness, I realize now, out the camera. So subscribe, share, and all that stuff. You can become a member. I intend to share stuff that's only available for members at some point, more and more on here. There's a Patreon. It's like you buy me a coffee every month, $2 or something, toss it in there. And over time, I hope to be able to be self-sustaining with this. And what's really cool is it's helped lead me to my new job at Valley TV News, making videos. So it's already changed my life, deciding that I'm going to become a video guy. It's like I built a resume. Have a good night, Shelly. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I don't think it's worth having the camera facing the flashing anymore. It's done. I'm going to grab my other camera, walk up there, and the rain's pretty much all but stopped. And yeah, that was a good show. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time.